see an elephant fly?
Well, I seen a horse fly.
I seen a dragon fly.
Yeah, I seen a house fly.
See, I seen all that too. I seen a peanut stand, heard a rubber band. I seen a needle that winked its eye. But I be done seeing about everything when I see an elephant fly.
What you say, boy?
Heidi, howdy, howdy. Heidi, howdy, howdy. Heidi, howdy.
I wanna be a man cub, and stroll right into town, and be just like the other men. I'm tired of walking around. Oh, ooby-doo. I want to be like you.
Also, a big ton of gasoline and many firecrackers. So, I lose my face.
Hey, Jose, something I forgot to tell. That's what I wanted to tell you. Slowpoke Rodriguez, he packed a gun.
Now he tells me.
Ah, yes. It's very good for families to taking judo lessons. Oh, yes. It's make for togetherness.
Ah, yes.
Friend?
Shucky-yucky. There's a red man red. Let's go back a million years to the very first king and prince. He'd kiss a maid and start to blush, and we've all been blushing since.
You traitor!
Don't beat me, Martha. Please don't beat me, Martha. Don't beat that tired old body. No, no.
And when I says out, Jasper, I means out. O-U-W-T, out.
Harvard Law School.
Yeah! Yeah!
Tuition and fees, $10,493.
Harvard Law School. This is a big day for all of us. That's why I've decided to let you pay your own way.
Estimated annual living expenses.
You ever applied for a loan before?
$7,500.
Mr. Watson, you don't pay your bills. Get out.
Total for 3 years of law school.
Wait a second, look at this. Full tuition for the most qualified applicant, most qualified black applicant.
$53,979. Don't you think you're overreacting? No.
Congratulations, Mr. Watson.
Thank you, sir. I'll do my best.
Some people will do anything to get into Harvard.
It's gonna be great! These are the 80s, man! It's the Cosby decade!
For Mark Watson, all it took was a little soul.
I'd like you to meet my good friend, Kareem Abdul-Ali. So we got Washington here on the coin toss, so he'll take Leon.
That's Watson.
Right. Sorry, Marcus.
Yeah, there may be a problem here. His roommate was a,
What?
a black Negro.
A black Negro?
You know, there's something really strange about you, and I don't know what it is.
Oh, God, is she beautiful? You gotta believe me.
He must have learned a great deal more than you bargained for.
Tell her I'm white.
Don't tell her you're white!
What's going on?
Can we blame him for the color of his skin? Mom, Dad, I'm black.
What?
No, you're crazy.
Mark Watson. Come on now!
From the producer of Risky Business, Soul Man. He didn't give up. He got down.
Right on. Do you really hate the Beach Boys now?
A child's simple choice reveals some heart-rending truths about race and self-image. High school student Kiri Davis wondered what would happen if she asked young black children to choose between a white doll and a black doll. Well, she turned the experiment into a documentary film.
Can you show me the doll that you like best or that you'd like to play with?
This one. I like that one.
Well, 15 of the 21 children chose the white doll. The film has won awards as well as a scholarship for Kiri Davis. And Kiri Davis joins us now. That is a very mature effort for you to do.
Oh, thank you so much.
How did you come up with this idea?
Basically, it was things me and my friends had gone through and experienced, and I had heard about the doll test when I was in middle school. A sentence, I was surprised I even heard about it, about Dr. Clark conducting it with the Brown versus Board of Education case, desegregation, and I always kind of wondered, what if we were to do that 50 years from now? Because you can tell people certain standards and how it affects self-image and self-esteem all you want, but until you figure out a way to show them, that's when people get it.
And we say 50 years, that was 50 years Brown versus the Board of Education, right? But then 70 years since Dr. Clark and his wife really started to do that test. You're a student in New York City, a high school student, but we have to say that Kiri's in town now because you're getting an award from a black woman's filmmaking organization. It's just stunning to me. Let's take a look at, there are other kids and other responses that on this doll test. Let's take a look at a little bit more.
And can you show me the doll that is the nice doll? And why is that the nice doll?
She's white.
And can you show me the doll that looks bad? Okay. And can you give, and why does that look bad?
Because it's black.
And why do you think that's a nice doll?
Because she's white.
And can you give me the doll that looks like you?
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Was this hard for you to sit there and do this?
Yeah, with like 4 and 5-year-olds, and just kind of seeing what they've been exposed to and what they've internalized already, even at that young age, they still get it.
Yeah. Watching this, everyone in the newsroom and everyone who's seen it just did not know what to say. It says a lot about how much we put on image, and really that's sort of the crux of it. Images in the media, we make of ourselves and what have you. But you said, sitting here looking at you and talking to you, you're reminding me of that song and thinking about this, that India.Arie song, I'm Not My Hair.
Yeah.
And that was sort of an impetus, not necessarily that song, but why you did it, because a lot of your friends were talking about they saw their parents using bleaching cream.
Or it's the whole good hair versus bad hair thing, or the light skin versus dark skin thing. And just kind of, I wanted the film to kind of be a vehicle to just put it all out there and let people discussing, and so it's not so taboo to kind of bring up and to just kind of discuss in an open manner. I think it's different things. Like, we got to look at the families, we have to look at the community, we have to look at schools, but we also have to look at the media. You know, are we reflected on magazine covers and stuff, or even in our communities? Are we embraced? Is our beauty and stuff celebrated? You know, and I think at some point we can't let others define us. We have to begin to define ourselves.
How do you do that? What do you think? Because you're, like I said, you're young, but you seem to be a very smart woman. How do you think? Teach me something. What should we do?
I think just celebrating ourselves, defining ourselves, and not letting certain aspects of media or other kind of put us in a category. And I think we need to just be more selective of what kind of things we allow our children to watch, and even when we are just certain media aspects in terms of what celebrities we embrace. That sometimes, you know, you see more black celebrities who are light-skinned or with more European features who are kind of put on pedestals, and I think we just have to, which can kind of send mixed messages, and we internalize this. And
our ancestors came to this country, and they were pretty much ripped out of their culture. You know, they couldn't speak their language. They couldn't, you know, they couldn't be themselves. They had to be like what everybody else told them to be. When you don't know where you're from, and you don't know what country you're from, all you know is basically you're from Africa, that's all you're given, I feel like it brings on like a lot of ignorance, and it builds a lot of anger. I've seen it build a lot of anger in a lot of black young females. Like, I don't know, they feel like because they feel like they have a right to disown any kind of, you know, African roots.
I think for a black girl in general, it's like you're missing a piece of you, you know. And for me, yeah, it's like, oh, I don't have any actual heritage, not heritage, but culture. Like, I know I'm from Africa, but you know, the different countries in Africa have their different cultures, their different morals, their different values, and not knowing that it sort of keeps us at a loss. And I feel like we're busy searching for it while everybody else in society is throwing their ideas and what they believe we should be at us. But, you know, personally, we know that's not what we should be, but we're going to take it because we don't know exactly what it is that we should be, because we don't really know where we came from.
Lee was a writer, philosopher, and filmmaker. He was the first person to use his phenomenal kung fu skills on screen without the aid of special effects.
Bruce Lee totally revolutionized the way unarmed combat would be presented on screen.
But he wouldn't live to see his global impact. He died suddenly in Hong Kong, aged just 32, having starred in only 4 kung fu films. His biggest film, Enter the Dragon, was released on August 19, 1973, 4 weeks after his death. It was an instant hit, creating a superstar whose influence would change the world forever.
Secret chambers of Han's evil empire.
For many people, Enter the Dragon was their first glimpse of this new Asian superstar. The movie left a profound and lasting impression, influencing and inspiring people around the world, like rapper and actor LL Cool J.
From the first time I saw him on screen, you know, I just thought he was electrifying. He had a lot of charisma. He was magnetic, so fluid with his movements and so cat-like. It was just really, really exciting for me. A lot of his speaking he did through movement, through posture, through looks and glances. I mean, there were certain scenes where he didn't even have to say anything.
LL Cool J is the first rap artist to amass 10 consecutive platinum-selling albums. He's moved on to a successful acting career, with more than 30 films under his belt.
Bruce Lee influenced me because Bruce Lee made me want to make movies. He was a powerful human being, and you know, that inner power, I think, resonated. It jumped off the screen and touched you personally.
It's not just actors Bruce Lee has inspired. His influence can be felt in people from all walks of life.
Anybody who came into the martial arts film world, whether they admit it or not, Bruce Lee was a prime influence. More interesting is the way that people in other areas of popular culture, the rappers, the musicians, the filmmakers, directors, cinematographers, they all have been influenced by Bruce Lee.
Hollywood film director Brett Ratner cites Bruce Lee as his biggest influence. He's directed 8 feature films, grossing over $1.5 billion, and is best known for the Rush Hour trilogy, starring Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
The first Bruce Lee film I saw was Enter the Dragon, and I became obsessed with it. I think I've watched it more than any other movie I've ever watched in my entire life, and it just completely blew me away.
When we think of Arabs, what do we see? What images come to mind? Arabs are the most maligned group in the history of Hollywood. They're portrayed basically as subhuman. Where's the We know the mythology. The mythology, namely Hollywood's images of Arabs.
You are late.
1,000 apologies, oh patient one.
You have it then.
I had to slit a few throats, but I got it.
Disney's Aladdin was seen by millions of children worldwide. It was hailed as one of Disney's finest accomplishments. But the film recycled every old degrading stereotype from Hollywood's silent black and white past.
Oh, I come from a land, from a faraway place, where the caravan camels roam. where they cut off your ear if they don't like your face. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home.
The Arab is one-dimensional caricature, cartoon cutouts used by filmmakers as stock villains and as comic relief. And so over and over we see Arabs in movies portrayed as buffoons, their only purpose being to deliver cheap laughs.
I have a weakness for blondes and women without mustaches.
All the stereotypes are here. Too rich and stupid to know the value of money.
Get me 12 sweets. Better yet, the entire floor.
And of course he's oversexed, lecherous, uncontrollably obsessed with the American woman.
Here, my desert blossom. Give the change. Have you ever considered joining a harem?
And over again they're portrayed as inept. So, in a movie like True Lies, not only are the Arabs dangerous, they're also incompetent.
Aye, we are all prepared to die. With one turn of that key, 2 million of your people will die instantly. What key? That key! Who's taking the key?
I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, why does Hollywood inject Arabs, scenes of Arabs, and or slurs demeaning Arabs in movies having nothing to do with the Middle East?
Every night I was forced to perform unspeakable acts with circumcised dogs.
Oh, dogs are better than sheep. They're cleaner, I know, I've tried both.
So you're sitting like I am, for example, watching Back to the Future, about a mad scientist. And yet, early on in the film, we see these ugly, inept Libyans with machine guns in a parking lot trying to gun down the protagonist. I mean, why? This movie wasn't about the future. It was the same old stereotyping from the past. I'm an optimist and I believe in the future, particularly in young filmmakers. The stereotype will change. I think whenever we see anyone being vilified on a regular basis, we have to speak out, whether we're image makers or not. We have to take a stand and say this is morally and ethically wrong to demonize